Okay.
Mhm.
So let's. I guess we can just start from the beginning, right?
Mhm.
So every year I wake up on March 8th to a flurry of tweets from men wishing me a happy International Women's Day. And every year I find myself thinking, well, thanks, but is that it? Is that all the support for gender equality that you can muster for the entire year? Uh, what more do you want from random people on the internet? I don't understand.
I mean, I think it's nice that, guys are actually paying attention to the fact that there is an International Women's Day and they are praising somebody who is supposed to be standing up and being a face for women on an international social platform.
Right. But I mean, she's like expecting something from random people on Twitter. We're talking about Twitter, see, because she says a flurry of tweets. It's not like people coming up to her on the street say, "Oh, Happy Women's Day," whatever. It's
Yeah.
Twitter. What you want? Pictures of flowers?
I
People
mean,
asking your address so they can send you flowers and cookies? I don't, I don't know. But I bet you that she doesn't even know that there's an International Men's Day.
probably not.
So I'm guessing she didn't even say, "Oh, Happy Men's Day," but she's been okay. Never mind. Nice sentiment, but at a time when the gender pay gap means that women in the UK work for free for 67 days each year, black women in the US are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women, and trans women in the US are 4 times more likely to be murdered than cis women. It doesn't quite do it for me. Um, okay, unless you are all of those things, then it doesn't affect you.
I mean, like, I understand what she's going for. I just think that she's 15 degrees off of where she wants to be.
Right.
Like, I get that there are inequalities everywhere, but there are also people working to make it right. It's just, the people who are fighting for, equal rights to each one of those groups is like, the right kind of people need to be in the right kind of power, and unfortunately we can't have that because ultimately greed is the powerhouse, and the people who have the money, the greedy ones, are the ones who are generally against women equality. And for that to have a real change, you don't bitch about it on the internet, you actually go out and do something.
Yeah, that's like my whole problem with um, feminism in general today is that they are social justice warriors and not actually being pro. They are being reactive instead of proactive. With like for this the gender pay gap, and I'm using air quotes right now.
Hmm.
My problem with that is how they come up with the number. They don't they don't include any factors in it. They just take all men's average salaries, all women's average salaries, and go, oh look, this is less. But they don't factor in all the different things, different jobs, different positions, different time and effort put into it. All of that, you go, oh, women get paid less. For me, it's a myth. And I think that everybody who's intelligent enough to read on it can agree that it's kind of a myth. It's kind of a bullshit thing about how they got to the number. I mean, I don't know. I'm a stupid white man, so what the fuck do I have say in it, right?
Well, as far as like wage gaps are concerned, I am gonna have to stand on the side of error on this one and say that I'm pretty sure that there are. we would just need to do some serious excuse me, some serious research on it. That way we could see, well, this is a male that's working for this particular company and this is a female that is working for the same company, and they're doing the same jobs and they're pulling the same amount of workload and they've been there the same amount of years. Like if everything was absolutely identical between a male and a female, and then the female got paid less, then yes, that's really the only way that we can solidify the, there is a pay gap debate.
Exactly, but I believe that it's impossible to do. There are nearly unlimited amount of jobs, and
Yeah,
then you
it
have
would
to
be
go to
super
each.
tedious.
Exactly, you have to go to each one, to each business, any business. Either it's a government business, private business. You have to go to each single one, look at every single department, every single person in that department, and basically make a reality show about it, and watch their lives, watch their work week, and say, okay, you did the same job, but you got paid less. It's an impossible feat. At least
Yeah,
I think it is, but what the hell do I know, right?
yeah. Like, I mean, I know that there are studies and everything out there, and I'm not going to discredit them. I'm not going to say that they didn't do what we just described,
Mm-hmm.
but to actually sit down and go through that research would take a hot minute.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on here. So she goes on to saying, so to ensure that men aren't missing direction, a few years ago, I started compiling a list of easy actions that men can take to meaningfully support gender equality. So that this list of 100 things took years for a list of 100 things. Every year I would post it on social media. So she's copy pasting this post, or is she adding to? I don't know. Slowly, other women started contributing suggestions, so the list grew. Aha, there's the answer to my question. Now, I'm stupid enough not to read the whole thing before making a statement, and grew. It will likely never stop growing. Oh, I'm 100% certain about that. The suggestions cover many realms of life. Many realms of life. I love that word, realms. From home to work to the ways we interact with strangers to the language we use. But it is in no way comprehensive. Below, we include a mere 100 entries out of the several hundred I've crowdsourced and personally compiled. To the men reading, so you can close your eyes and shut
That's
your
rather
ears.
demeaning.
You may already do some of these things, and others you may not be in the position to do. I don't understand what that means. Not be in the position, like me not being a woman, I don't have a say in it.
Hey,
Fair enough.
maybe the man is the sub and he's down on the floor with a gag in his mouth. I mean,
Yeah,
that would be considered a position that he wouldn't be able to do that in.
yeah,
But
I
having to
agree.
single men out, like, that's really demeaning and inflammatory. Like, that is inflammatory behavior when you do that. If you're trying to get a level, like, if you're trying to speak and have a productive conversation, the fastest way to devolve a conversation into an unproductive argument is to do inflammatory things like that. To the men
Mm.
reading, you don't have to do that. I
Right.
mean, like, and then that completely nullifies the rest of the fucking paragraph. Like, it that is so demeaning. It's like, and remember, these apply all year. It's like, really?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna sit there and fucking drill this? No, this is you being a bitchy cunt because somebody must
Ooh,
have hurt you so bad.
ooh,
Like,
slanderous.
seriously, if she wants to be equal, why is she demeaning men?
Ah, good point. Well, let's go down and let's see all of these that apply the whole year, not just during the annual 24 hours dedicated to half of the planet's population. Okay, number one, before explaining something to a woman, ask yourself if she might already understand. She may know more about it than you do. Uh, you can easily replace the word woman with people. Before explaining something to someone, ask if they already know something about it. Um, for me, this is a pretty weak point. You can easily replace the word woman with
Well,
someone.
I have a question.
Ah,
If you're having a conversation with somebody and like if you and I are having a conversation about pick a topic, like anything that we have in common, gaming,
gaming,
I don't
yes.
care, like yeah, like we're having a conversation about the performance of our laptops to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like would you assume that I would know what's going on? Like why would you make it a point to sit there and I'm going to put air quotes because this is what she's talking about, mansplain
Oh,
to
I love that
something
word.
to I know. Why would somebody sit there and mansplain to somebody something that they already are going to assume the other person knows? Because I'm not going to engage in a conversation with you about something that you don't know because that's dumb. Like, I'm
Exactly.
not going to sit here and engage in a conversation with you about how long it takes for the gel on my nails to dry and what kind of lamp wattage I'm going to need to get the best kind of cure. That's not something like you're my best friend, but I know that's not something that you would be intrinsically interested in. Maybe your girlfriend, but
Right.
not, not you specifically.
I
You would
yeah, I mean,
so like yeah, if I put you in that position, I might have to mansplain it to you, but I'm not going to put you in that position to begin with because I love you as a friend and I respect you as a person. And I don't like that's purposefully putting somebody in a position where they get demeaned.
right.
So if you are putting if you are putting somebody in a position to be demeaned purposefully, then you have done that to that person.
Hmm.
And you need to ask yourself why you are doing that to that person. So it doesn't have to specifically apply to females. And if it is specifically applying to females, what kind of people are you surrounding yourself by? Like that's not something that is like anyways, I think I've gone on enough about that.
This statement bothers me a little bit because as like I mentioned, you can easily replace the word woman with someone, anyone. Uh, the thing is, then whenever I speak to a woman, I have to constantly keep my mouth shut and let her decide what topic she wants to talk about. Because if I start explaining, like if I start explaining my job, if I start explaining how this works, how that works, I constantly have to have it in the back of my mind. Ooh, maybe she knows about structural engineering more than I do. Maybe she does. I don't know. That's why I started explaining. So why is that so hurtful, and why is that so demeaning that you can stop me in the middle of my sentence and go, "Sweetie, I know about it. I finished school for structural engineering. Ta-da! And we can talk about it." But no, I have to keep my mouth shut. So I don't know, man. All right, moving on. Related. Never ever try to explain feminism to a woman. uh, I don't see how being born as a female automatically gives you a complete download of everything. Like there's a beam of light when you shoot out of your mother's vagina. There's immediately the doctor holds you up like Simba, high up in the sky, and there's immediately a beam of
Upside
light.
down. It's got to be upside down with the legs spread,
No,
holding up those chubby baby legs, because that light's got to go somewhere, and that light must be downloaded into the fucking ovaries, or it
there's
must be cast from the ovaries.
I mean, what if let's just imagine a world. Let's just imagine this crazy fictional world that I have in my head right now, when there is just one out of all the women out there in the world, just one that doesn't know what feminism is all about. What if, just let's say, what if, of course it never happens, but what if a woman walks up to me or you or anyone and says, the definition of feminism is whenever you see a man on the street, you immediately chop his testicles off. Immediately! Put them in the bag. When you come home, you boil some water and make tea out of testicles.
That doesn't sound delicious.
Should I not try to explain to her that, whoa, whoa hold on there, Mrs. Doubtfire? That's wrong.
Yeah.
Can I not do that? Apparently not. I can never ever try to explain. What if I'm a guy that actually read a few books about feminism and what feminism really is, and there's some girl on Twitter telling me feminism equals kill all men. I'm supposed to say you're absolutely right. Every man on earth deserves to die. I
No.
don't
I
think
mean,
that's
the idea behind feminism is to educate people. So I think you educating people for feminism is the right thing to do, especially if they have a very twisted negative view where they're putting their own malicious intent and venom, personal venoms and stuff behind it
mm.
and guising it as feminism when it's really just lashing out.
Trans women are women. Repeat that until you perish. Yeah, I agree with the first part, but what?
Yeah.
Repeat that until you perish. Um,
See, now that's another inflammatory dig at men.
duh,
Absolutely. Like that was just put there because like it's put there because of malice. Half of the stuff that she writes is in malice. Like you can taste it off of her words.
yeah,
Like seriously. And when I read this, you know how like you can always pick up a tone. Like when you read Dr. Seuss, it's always da 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 da. Like it's high pitched and it's got that nice iambic pentameter and it's happy for the most part. And then here, like I read it and I feel like I'm getting bitched at. It's like, wow, I
yeah,
don't feel good at all after reading this. This isn't educational. This isn't anything but somebody talking to me mean,
yeah.
you know?
I mean, it's like you can, you know, the little voice in your head when you read something, and it
Yeah.
always changes depending on what vibe you pick up on. Like I'm reading
Yeah.
this as trans women are women. Repeat that until you perish, bitch. You know that's the voice in my head. It's like a fucking 13-year-old girl. You know, fucking hell. Oh, here's a good one. Respect people's pronouns. It's not hard. See, here's my issue with this is that it is very hard because if you look at the non-binary gender thing,
Mhm.
uh, people state that there are millions upon millions upon millions of genders. Not two, not three, not four, millions. Unlimited amount. So you're gonna tell me that I have to remember every single motherfucker's pronoun that I ever meet in my entire life. How is that not hard? I can barely remember their fucking names.
Uh um the only thing that I can really think of is the meme where somebody's being so they want to sexually identify as an Apache attack helicopter.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
What's that
But
pronoun?
to be
Bruh.
Apache attack help, yeah. um, no, like I do get it. Like respect people's pronouns. I can completely get it because it's part of the transition. It's like if I were to become trans male, I would want to be seen as
He.
male. I would want people, yeah,
Yeah.
and like that's not hard. You don't need to put it in capitals. Like you really don't, and you don't need to add "it's not hard" at the back of it because like
Mhm.
I have trans friends and I work with trans people, and like one day one of my friends was one gender and then the next day they were not,
Mm.
and sometimes I trip up, but I do my very fucking best not to, and I stand behind them and I support them, and like I do my best, and even though I end up slipping up, they forgive me because they know that I'm trying. It's
All
like
right.
it's not hard, but there's also some forgiveness that needs to be had. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, what I was getting at, I mean, of course, what you just said, I completely agree. But when someone walks up to you and they're clearly a female and they tell you,
Oh yeah, like if you
I sexually
accidentally miss.
identify as a rabbit, and then you have to call me rabbit self. You know, bullshit like that. Like, it's hard because it's hard not to laugh. I'm sorry if if I'm offensive to rabbit people, but goddamn.
That is a little extreme.
But
I
that
mean,
exists. That exists.
hey, I'm a do and let do person. If they want to be considered a rabid self, I will do my best. But that's a them thing. That is something that I will just sit back and
Mm.
enjoy.
That's a great way to put number four. That's a them thing. Um, okay, let's see this. Remember that fat women exist and aren't all trying to get thin. Treat them with respect. Um, I, am I supposed to respect someone because they're fat and they accept it that they're fat? Am I supposed to respect a serial killer that he says, "Oh fuck it, I accept the fact that I'm a serial killer. I'm not gonna change." Respect me. Uh, I give respect to people that deserve respect, that treat me nice, that are polite, that are nice people, not because they're fat and
Yeah.
say body acceptance.
See, in this statement, what I am hearing is respect the fat, not respect the woman.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, this
So
it ties right in. In fact, just never comment on a woman's body.
bullshit.
I make
Oh, bullshit. Like you know that I've been doing CrossFit and I've been working out. Like
right.
I love it when my coworkers are like, "You look like you've been working out." It's like, "Yes, yes I have. I worked hard for this."
Huh.
I like the compliments. And you don't have to be every single like every compliment is not a sexist compliment. Like if somebody's like, "Hey, your tits look great in that shirt."
Thank
That
you.
is a sexist
You know what I
that
mean?
yeah. Thank you. That can be considered a sexist comment, right? But if you're like, "Hey, that shirt looks really good on you today," or "You look fantastic in that dress," that like, or maybe the dress look no, like you look fantastic and the dress is acceptable, like, or you look really good in that dress. Like, I mean, I these are compliments that I give my coworkers all the time when I see it. It's
Hmm.
like, wow, you did you do something with your hair that looks really nice? Like, I'm giving them compliments about their body and I'm giving them body positivity without pointing out like anything negative. I'm respecting the person. I'm not uh
Yeah.
sexualizing the clothing or the woman. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
I just want to jump down to nine. Just to then we're gonna jump down to nine, then come back to six. Don't maintain a double standard for anything ever. When she states, in fact, just never comment on a woman's body. So that means that you can comment on a man's body. This whole thing is a double standard.
Yeah. She like she's like, don't hold a double standard. So if somebody wrote something to a woman like this in the same tone that she's writing this to men, she would flip her shit.
Yeah, they'll go tits off.
Oh yeah, she would.
Be kind to women in customer service positions. Tip them extra. Brackets, but not in a creepy way. Okay, I have several
Okay, then
questions.
how yeah, okay,
T-
first of all, how is tipping extra like okay, what is considered quote unquote tipping extra? Like, I'm sorry, but if my waitress or waiter is a shit waitress or waiter, I'm not going to tip them anything.
yeah,
If they are fantastic and they serve me and they rub my feet and they wipe my ass, I'm probably going to tip either one of them 25%. But if, I go a couple of minutes without having water in my glass, or if I go to reach for my glass twice and I haven't gotten a refill of water, this is how I judge how to tip people. Like, I will never give anything less than 15% unless it's really bad. Like
mm,
really bad. Like I haven't gotten my food in an hour and a half, and when I get it it's cold and it's wrong. Like and it's their fault. Like I can watch them dicking around somewhere like
right.
yeah, like unless it's like really bad. But like I never give anything or anybody um anything less or more than what I feel like they deserve, because I don't judge people on their gender. Because, yes, if I do end up tipping somebody that is female more than I would end up tipping somebody that is male, especially if I go to the same establishment, then the people are gonna find out, and then yeah, they're gonna know,
Right, right.
and then it's like, what the fuck? Like, why? It's not fair. And what she's working towards is to be fair.
Uh,
So like she's trying to make a point, but then she's arguing against her. She's being contradictory. That's what she's doing.
right. Well, first of all, I know that people in America, a vast majority of people in America think that tipping is mandatory. It's like
Yeah.
you have to tip. Um, where I come from, it's not mandatory. Nobody expects a tip unless they are being very polite, very nice, and what you said, catering to your
Hmm.
every need. So I don't know what the tip percentage should be. I know it's like 15, 20%, whatever. Um, but be kind to women in customer service position. Again, be kind to people in customer service positions.
Yeah.
Customer service
Sucks.
people that are in customer service hate their fucking jobs. There's no
Oh
one
yeah.
in customer service that says, I love my fucking job. I love having to deal with 500 shitheads a day. Whoopee. Nobody says that. They all fucking hate the job. And you should be kind to people. Not that's oh, look, my waitress is there, but my waiter is there. So I'm gonna call over the waitress, not the waiter, because who gives a fuck about him, right? I'm gonna call her over, be nice to her, and then but not in a creepy way. What's How do you tip someone in a creepy way? Like what? As she's passing by, you fucking yank her pants and then just put it in her fucking g-string? Is that
Well,
it?
that would be really creepy, but
Yeah,
I'm
but I mean,
thinking like I'm trying to think like tipping her in a creepy way is in like leaving them extra money. Like that would be the only like that's how I took it anyways. But yeah, no, you have a point. Like tipping them in a creepy way. How do you expect to measure that in either situation? Like one of them is absolutely obtuse.
no, it's not in a that bothers me so much. Not in a creepy way. Like I don't know what you come up to her in the fucking I don't know. You look her dead in the eye and go, "Here is $100 tip for you, my sweetheart. Why don't you come with me later on? I give you another tip." I mean, it's fucking hell. Oh, here's a good one. Trust women. Full stop. When they teach you something, don't feel the need to go and check for yourself, and especially do not Google it in front of them. Now, you and I know each other for a very long time,
Mhm.
and it is a fact, 100%. It not only happened once, and happened on multiple occasions, and I'm sure that you can remember as well, where you told me something, and then I prove you wrong by Googling it. And I told you something, and you proved me wrong by Googling it. Uh,
Oh, Lanos, I forgot to tell you, I'm heavily offended by you proving me wrong.
yeah, because I'm mansplaining, right? I'm mansplaining the
Oh
fuck out
yeah,
of it.
totally mansplaining.
Fucking shit. I don't. So if you tell me not only is the moon landing fake, the moon doesn't exist at all, I'm just gonna take your word for it, right?
Yeah, it's just like this big bright light in the sky that they have. Haven't you ever watched the Truman Show?
Yeah.
We're all a
Oh,
part of the
yeah, yeah,
Truman
yeah,
Show.
yeah, yeah.
All a part of it. All true. No fake news here.
Yeah. And in the center of every black hole, there's a little midget searching for the light switch.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not a woman, so you don't have to believe me. If I was, then you would have to
Oh
believe me.
yeah, hold on. Let me Google that shit.
Yeah. Don't maintain a double standard. Blah blah blah. Oh, I love this one. This one is AKA manspreading. Close your legs on public transit. Oh my god! I love the oh my god at the end. It's just
Again,
um
something really inflammatory. Like,
here's my problem, and I watched the video on BuzzFeed. I know it's fucking complete scum of the earth. Uh, when there was a lady that had voluptuous breasts. So
mhm.
I don't want to use other terms because it's offensive, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. I should never comment on a woman's body. God damn it. Uh, Yeah, okay.
That wasn't really,
She
or no,
had
you said comment, yeah.
yeah. Well, she had a large large breasts, and she said, "Why do you why do men have to spread their legs when they're sitting down? Uh, but I have boobs, and yet I don't flail my like I don't spread like I don't flail my arms around. I have a problem with that is because your tits are literally in the center, like in the middle of your body.
Yeah.
Your hands are on the side. See, my genitals are, in fact, in between my legs. They get smooshed together when I close my. It is very uncomfortable when you smush together your genitals. Trust me. You can take
I
my
mean,
word for
not
it. If you smush something together, it may snap at some point.
funny story. I know that it can be very difficult, and it's probably the best for guys to sit with their legs spread open, because then it prevents the awful occasion of sitting on your balls accidentally.
Yeah,
I
it
have
happens.
heard I have heard a grown man yelp from across the store.
It happens. It does happen.
Like,
So
and it
it's
is not comfortable. But I
no.
get, like, I want to point something out about that statement. It's like, me being a female, I like sitting with my legs spread open. Like, if she wants equality, I like doing that. So because it's an equal thing, I shouldn't. Like, close your legs on public transit. Oh my god.
I like the oh my god
It's
at the end.
like,
That's just the fucking the
it's
tits.
another it's another jab. Like, why does she have to be so mean about it?
Because she doesn't
She doesn't have.
understand. She doesn't have anything between her legs that's dangling. If I were to fucking stretch her vagina out completely and complete just blow it up so it's huge and it looks like a cauliflower down there and just fucking massive, I would bet you anything in the world that you would not be able to close your bastard legs without
Hold on, wait a
the
second. What did you call Cal what?
cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Okay, I thought you said
I
cowflower,
No,
and
I
I'm like,
say I say
what?
cauliflower. It's a long story. I'm not gonna explain why I say cauliflower. It's a long story. I'll tell you someday. But you get my point, right?
Yeah,
So that because
I'm gonna laugh about
she
that.
she doesn't understand. That's the point. You
Though.
have it's called dick and balls that you have between your legs. God damn it! Why is that so? It's basic biology. Google
I don't.
pictures of naked men, and you will see that it's not fucking jutted outward. It's literally when you're in a sitting position, it falls down because
Yeah,
gravity. Ha! Imagine that. Science.
yeah.
Fuck
I
me.
mean, like, I don't. I mean, sitting for a guy like that is natural,
Yes.
and it's not like they're putting their balls on display like a woman would put her breasts on display.
Yeah.
You know, they're not doing it to make you look in between their legs. If you have a problem with looking at somebody's crotch, that's your own thing.
Don't look.
Maybe the writer did. Maybe the writer does have this thing where she likes looking at closed crotches, and then she ended up getting caught, and then she ended up getting scorned because her eyes were looking at something that somebody didn't want her eyes to be looking at,
Mm.
which is very similar to a woman wearing a low cut shirt and then a guy staring at her boobs because he can see her cleavage. Same situation.
Yeah. I agree.
Let people sit the way they want to sit. Let people wear what they want to fucking wear. Don't look at their crotch. Don't be rude. you know, it's just that simple. There's no reason to put it in caps. There's no reason to point it out, and there's no reason to put "oh my god" at the end of that sentence.
Yeah. That's just the best. Okay. Trying to describe a woman positively. Say she's talented, clever or funny, not gorgeous, sweet, or cute. Okay, what if she's not talented, clever, or funny? What if she's a complete moron who has nothing interesting to say, who did not learn how to write or read or count to 10, but she is like the most gorgeous, beautiful thing. She's the most beautiful woman on the planet, but she's a complete fucking imbecile. What do you say then?
Um, I mean, if going by this little rule she's made up, um, you could say that she's got great aesthetics.
Great aesthetic. Oh, no, no, no.
Yeah. Because that is not demeaning, I guess. I think that would be because you're using like you're using the higher education words, as I put that in air quotes, because there's a real term for it. I just can't think of it.
Uh,
But describing somebody that has nothing going for them except their looks with a $5 word is far more acceptable than actually just saying that they're pretty and that they really have nothing else going for them. I mean, I've described people like that before.
hmm. Examine your language when talking about women. Get rid of irrational, dramatic, and bossy and badgering immediately. I like the way shit. Immediately, right now. Stop it. Um, why is my question? Why? There are in fact irrational women. There are in fact dramatic women, bossy women, and badgering women, as there are men. Why is it okay to call a guy irrational but not a girl irrational?
Again, it's a double standard that she doesn't want to have.
Yeah. I have a
This is an
feeling we
example
are
of the
only
double
on
standard.
we're only on 12 right now, but I have this suspicious feeling that we're gonna repeat ourselves multiple times throughout this, because I don't think you can. This is they're already stretching it out. Like 1 point is stretched out to like 4 points, and I have a feeling that's a mantra that we got ourselves into here right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Look, it's exactly what I just said. Don't think to yourself, I describe men like that too. Just as I just said that. I just said that. A, you probably don't, and B, if you do, is to criticize him for acting like a woman.
What?
My God, am I having
Where
a
does
stroke?
she get that from?
Okay, first of all, it, I don't even know. Don't think to yourself as A, you probably don't. Actually, I do. I just finished saying that there are irrational, dramatic, bossy, and badgering men that I use those words to describe those men. So, not probably, I in fact do. If you do,
Oh,
it's to
like
criticize him for acting like a woman. No.
I'm I'm gonna throw my ex underneath the bus, right? I'm pretty sure that you can agree that Kenny was very dramatic and he was
Y-
very bossy, and
yes.
if you didn't listen to him or do as he said, or if he found out that your build was like 3 points off of da 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 da, he was badgering. If you couldn't play to his standards, he was badgering. And all of those are very true. And the one after that was irrational.
and and in no point you can agree with this on me, right? At no point was it to criticize him as acting like a woman in those situations,
Oh
right?
no, absolutely not. And both of them are very masculine people.
Yeah.
Both of them are cis male, for sure. Absolutely 100% cis male. Though both of them are bitches.
Oh, that's another word. Oh,
Oh goodness,
you're
I'm sorry. Wait,
using you're using a feminine word to describe a man. Oh, whoa.
but
Let's bring it down. We can edit this out, of course. We don't want the fucking. I can already fucking hear the variable pin drop. You know what I mean?
hey, no, it's okay because I dropped it.
Oh,
If you
you're a
dropped it,
woman, yes.
yeah. See, I
How
dropped
can
it, so it's
I mean,
okay.
my tiny male brain cannot
How could you
comprehend.
yeah, how could you forget
I
that,
can't.
Leonos?
I mean, come on. I'm I'm a guy. I'm a dude. I have a tiny brain. You know what I
It's
mean?
okay. I forgive you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
do you love fiery Latina women, strong black women, mysterious Asian women? Stop! Cease! Pick up a book on decolonial feminism. Read. No, reading is for communists. Uh,
Wait a minute. She's telling males to read,
she's
and
telling
she
males to read,
expects you
yes.
to actually take in all of this information about the real acts of what is it she said? Decolonial feminism. She wants you to read a
Decolonial
book on
feminism.
decolonial feminism when you can't get regular quote unquote basic feminism like at the same time. It's like, how does she expect you to take that in and soak it up and actually apply it to everyday life?
Oh, Jesus.
How is she like, how does she expect that from you when she's obviously thinking that any man that reads this is an invalid of some form? It is just like mentally stunted.
It's not even that. She said that never explain feminism to a woman. So why would I feel the need to even understand feminism if I have nobody to talk to? Because I'm not going to talk about feminism with a guy. Because in her point, there's no need. You don't need to understand feminism because you're not a woman. So who am I
Right.
supposed to talk about? Why would I even read about it? Because I don't have anything, not anything to say. Do you love fiery Latina women, strong black women, mysterious? Okay, what's wrong with?
I like fiery Latina men, strong black men, and mysterious Asian men. As a matter of fact, uh, oh, now I can't even think of his name. He's the guy that built the railroads. Oh my goodness. And there's a song about him.
Oh, God damn it.
John, is it John?
No, it's Jesus Christ. Why you have to like Most Def had a song about it, god damn it.
Oh, I
Um
know. Oh my
John Henry.
gosh. Was it John Henry?
Yeah, it was John Henry. Man versus Machine, right?
Yeah, 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 John Henry. Oh my gosh. Like, I fucking love John Henry, and quite frankly, I find him to be a very attractive, strong black man. And let's not talk about, the king of Wakanda. That's a strong black man that I really enjoy too.
We don't
And
do
I
that here.
enjoyed him. I enjoyed him before the movie.
Right,
He
right.
actually, yeah, like he actually had a show on BET, like an animated couple of episode long thing. It was fantastic.
Mm. But like, what's wrong with using these? Using
What's wrong
these.
with you? Because again, those adjectives are racially charged due to the context, and that's actually what is wrong about the sentence is that it's using racially charged adjectives. And the reason why those adjectives are racially charged is because she's saying Latina, or she's saying Latin.
Uh-huh.
She's using fiery for Latin, strong for black, and mysterious for Asian. Has nothing really to do with women
Exactly.
because ninjas, which most people, when you see a ninja, you see a dude,
Right.
are mysterious and they're Asian.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be women. If she wants to be fair and she wants to support feminism and what it truly stands for, she needs to say fiery Latins, strong
Blacks.
African Americans or blacks, mysterious Asians,
Right. I
to
don't.
be fair and to be on the level of feminism that she's trying very hard to stress. Like, this is demeaning. This is the opposite of a misogynist.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a man, like I said, if a man had written this out in the same tone, using the same verbiage and
He would be
jargon,
lynched.
yeah. And this is something that really bothers me when people are like, I'm a feminist and men need to get their nuts crushed. It's like, excuse me, but I am very much a feminist too. I believe in equal rights and I believe in, you know, everything that feminism stands for, but I am not a man hater.
No, but
And I'm
because you're not
sorry, but
clinically
women
insane.
drivers are horrible. Like, I'm a feminist and I'm going to be equal in my judgment.
Well, I mean, you blew your car up, so.
What do you mean I blew my car up? No.
No, I'm just cracking a
Okay, no,
joke.
women. No, you're absolutely right though. A woman drove into my parked car.
Yeah, there you go.
But that makes that woman a bad driver. Ah.
Moving on with the adjectives and what words not to use. Stop calling women feisty. We don't need a special lady word for has an opinion. That's not what feisty means.
What is
Uh,
she living in like the 1950s when that kind of jargon was used to describe somebody who has an opinion?
I mean, stop. What's wrong with being feisty? First of all, that's not for having an opinion. The word feisty means like, you're hot, you're expressive, you're all in. That's what feisty means. Like you're
I'm
upbeat.
feisty when we play
You know?
StarCraft.
Yeah, feisty.
Yeah.
Ooh, feisty little thing. You know what I mean? It's not fucking. Oh, you have an opinion. Wow, you're out
Yeah,
of this fucking world, dude. Like no, everybody fucking has an opinion nowadays. Usually wrong. Recognize
you're
women's credit. Oh, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. I was mansplaining too much.
No, I don't think you were mansplaining. I like you were saying the definition of feisty, like there is no special lady word for somebody who has an opinion except for opinionated.
It's not even a
Like
lady. It's,
and
like, it's just a word. For
Yeah, it's
God's
not even
sake.
a lady word. It's just a word.
Why do you need a lady? You just said stop using lady words, and then you say we don't need a special lady word. There are no lady words. It's just words for fuck's
No.
sake. We're talking now. Now we went to language. Now the language is sexist. The language itself is sexist. What the fuck? Yo, fuck Webster. You know what I mean? God damn.
So what's going on with this next one?
Recognize women's credibility when you introduce them. Donna is lovely is much less useful than Donna knows shitloads about architecture. What if she don't? We're
Well,
going
I
back to the point. We're going back to the point previously made. What was it? Stop using that she's pretty, but start using that she's clever. What if she's a complete shithead? What if she's a massive fucking moron that is clinically insane and she's in a fucking asylum wearing the strap jacket? What am I supposed to say then? Oh yeah, she really knows a lot about banging her head against the wall. She's an expert in it.
well, let's switch the situation around. What if she does know a shit ton about architecture? If you like put yourself in Donna's position.
Okay, I'm Donna.
Say yeah, you're Donna.
I'm Donna.
And um
I'm Donna with this post almost.
you're Donna who knows shitloads about architecture, right?
Right.
And we're at a company party. Like a bunch of people from our floor decided to go out and do something fun, and you know that I know that you are into some dude, and
Mhm.
both of you are, we all come from the same floor. We all know about architecture, but we all have our own little finite things that we specialize in, right?
Right.
And I'm like, hey, Joe, this is my friend Donna who knows shitloads about architecture.
He'll be like, I
It's
should
not,
assume so if she works here, right? It's like,
yeah,
I would
it's like
fucking
you
imagine.
should, like, if you are in a social, or even if we weren't, what if we were just in a bar and this really hot guy that uh you're too shy to talk to, but you know that I've got the charisma to just say hello and to try and catch for you. If I go up to him and say, hey, my friend thinks you're really cute. Her name's Donna and she knows shitloads about architecture. Tell me, if a girl walked up to you and said that to you as a dude about their friend Donna, wouldn't that be a little weird?
It would.
Like, that would be really forceful and just pushing. That is pushing and that is forceful, and that's not anything that a woman would want uh ever.
It,
Like that would they would go home and bitch about the dude who did that. It's like that it wouldn't work. I'm sorry, but your logic is flawed. Your social situation, like she must not have been in a lot of social situations to where she thinks that's an acceptable thing to do.
I think that that's the like the Tinder syndrome. You know how people on these dating websites they put their whole fucking bio beneath their picture. I can assure you, man or woman, nobody fucking reads that shit. They go by attraction. When you look at someone for the first time, you are attracted to their appearance. That's what attracts you to them as a potential partner in life. You do not immediately go your personality over your looks. No, it's the other way around. The looks attract and the personality goes in that batch.
Mm-hmm.
You have a box that is you. Your personality is in that box and it's locked. The box that you hold your personality in is what attracts potential customers to come over and open the box to look what's inside. If you're a
Yeah.
crusty old fucking raggedy box, no one's gonna fucking open it.
Yeah.
There might be a tons upon tons of gold inside, but nobody's gonna walk up to the box if it smells like shit because there's probably shit inside, but you don't know. So if
Yeah.
for example, I met my girlfriend on a dating app. We've been on the 12th now is gonna be first anniversary, right? One year. What first what popped into my head is wow, she's very very beautiful, and she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I went down and read, okay, she adores dogs, so do I, she's this and that, blah blah, and then we started talking, and then we figured out that we like each other and let's move on. You don't read first and then look at the picture. You look at the picture first and then read.
And then read, yeah.
Everybody's like, that's human nature. There's nothing wrong about it. There's nothing wrong about being attracted to beauty. That's why it's beautiful. That's why we
Mm-hmm.
have a word for it. It's beautiful. It's nice looking. It's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. And
Yeah, no,
I know
not at
that a
all.
lot of people disagree. They're like, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's human nature. It's basic instinct. When you see something beautiful, you want to be next to it. You want to own it. You want to have it on your person. You want to, the same thing applies to things and people. If you see a nice phone, if you see a nice keyboard, if you want to have it, you want to own it, you want to buy it. If you see a nice man, if you see a nice woman, you want to be with them. You know,
Yeah.
not all of them, but the ones you find attractive. And you and people are attracted to different things. But
Mm-hmm.
the most basic thing is you're attracted to first off, right off the bat, is looks. So when you walk up to me and say, "Hey, I have my friend Donna is over there. She's very lovely." I'm gonna go right over there and say, "Hi, Donna. My name is this and this." If you come up to me and say, "Yo, my friend Donna over there, expert Tetris player," I'm gonna be like, "All right, good on her." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Okay, we're spending way too much time on that one. We are only on 17. We have 100 of these, so let's move
Oh my
on.
god.
Think about how you describe the young women in your family. Celebrate them for being funny and smart, and not for being pretty and complex. See the same thing over, of. What if they are not funny? What if they are not smart, but they are beautiful and they are compliant? What if I have
Okay,
a
so
sister that is younger than me who's not funny? She doesn't understand comedy, doesn't understand sarcasm, and she's stupid as shit. But she's beautiful. What am I supposed to say then? Nothing. I mean, fucking hell.
Yeah. Again, it's like and this is such a specific, it's super specific. It's like, first of all, if you love somebody, you would never, like, saying, like, if you're going to celebrate them and you're talking to them, to somebody in a positive light, you're never going to say that they're compliant. Like, I'm sorry, but like, that is what you do to sell people. And
Right.
you're like, it's like, I play I play uh LARP, and there's slavery in the LARP, and
Mm.
the iron slaves that are traded, like, one of the selling points is how compliant that particular iron is. And
Mm.
it's like, you never, ever, it's like, how would you even, I don't know, I just find that term to be derogatory in and of itself when you are describing a person, because it tells people that they don't know them,
Mm. I
you
agree.
know?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, oh, they're compliant. It's like, are they compliant, or are they just so pissed off at you that they're quiet all the time and they don't want to argue with you because you're bullheaded, so they just listen and they do what you ask because they don't want to fucking deal with you.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
what
think.
about that?
Yeah, I don't think, you as a normal human being have ever in your life, when you were introducing your friend or your family member to someone, said, yeah, they're compliant. I don't think that
Yeah,
ever happened,
no.
ever.
Like, maybe if I was talking about my dog.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Like,
people. These points are. Examine the way you talk about women you're attracted to. Ah, for fuck's sake. I was just finished with that. Fat
is it?
women, old women, queer, trans, and powerful women are not your guilty crush.
I'm
Um,
sorry, but there are fetishes that cover obesity, the elderly, uh, LGBT. Like, I don't like that. Like, the LGBTQ community, and uh, females who are DOMs. It's like, yeah, there are reasons why there are people that have those sexual attractions. Like, first off, let's go to the fat woman thing. First of all, she's like, don't describe women as fat. Fat shaming is awful. Some people don't want to get thin. It's like, then don't say that. Like, if you want women to be accepted as who they are, how come a fat woman can't sexually objectify herself?
hmm,
Like, she has every right with her body shape. If, like, if she's comfortable with it, awesome.
yeah.
Like, I think that's really cool. Like, personally, I was watching a show, and I have a friend who loves larger women, and this woman was a redhead who was a larger woman who could pole dance better than any stick that I've ever watched. And I was like, good damn, and I sent it to him and he loved it. But I mean, like, you're saying that in this, it's bad to be attracted to fat women. Like, that's what she's saying. It's bad to be attracted to fat women.
Mm,
Again, she's not talking about women, she's talking about the actual fat, the adipose.
right, right,
She's
right.
like, don't be attracted to adipose, but accept it if it's on some, like, she's being really contradictory.
Manipulative as well.
And yeah, manipulative. It's like, if you like chunky, like, she's telling, in this sense, she's telling women to, even if you are obese, don't be sexually attractive. It's like, that's kind of fucked up. Same with old women and any woman in the LGBTQ community, or women who are powerful. It's like, I'm sorry, I like to be the dom sometimes.
Right.
It's just one of those things. And like, I know my boyfriend enjoys it when I take control, and that is like one of the aspects that makes me part of his, like, guilty crush. Like, I fall into that guilty crush because I'm like that. And like, I like being called powerful. That's a
Yeah,
compliment.
exactly. The
Like,
same thing
I
with the same
fall
thing
into
with like
that
strong.
powerful woman
Yeah,
thing.
the same thing with like strong black women. Why is it a bad thing to call a woman strong?
Yeah, or a woman mysterious, or like if those are attributes that are specific about her, then yeah, if she's strong, awesome. Doesn't matter what color she is, no. Doesn't matter about anything. It's like if that person is strong, awesome. Describe them as strong. I
Yeah.
bet they really like it.
I fuck it. I'd take it as a compliment. You know, if somebody says, "Wow, you're really, you know, you have a strong personality. You're strong." I wouldn't bitch about it. I would, excuse me? What? Like if I were to go to fucking Africa and like a bumfucks will nowhere and they say that I'm mysterious because I'm a pale as a fucking vampire, I am mysterious because they never seen a fucking white guy as pale as me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I would say shit. You know, I'd be like, oh yeah, man. Where I come from, there's no such thing. I'm very mysterious. You know, I wouldn't go like, racist son of a bitch. You know, I wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. You know, it's just fucking Christ. Let's move on, shall we?
Sure.
Learn to praise a woman without demonizing other women. You're not like other girls is not a compliment. I want to be like other girls. Other girls are awesome. So
Yeah.
you want a society, oh no, fuck society. You want planet Earth to be carbon copies. Every single person needs to be a carbon copy of each other. We all need to be the exact same. By
You
this.
know, I was just thinking, like, the man that this woman got hurt by must have been the biggest asshole.
Yeah.
With, like, the biggest asshole friends. Like, was she not surrounded by anybody that gave her any kind of positivity? And then she ended up finding positivity in, like, the worst social justice warrior group that she could find?
Apparently.
Like, this is this is awful. I don't even remember which one we were on. We were on Praise a Woman
19.
Without Demonizing Other Women.
19, I
Okay,
think.
first of all, saying you're not like other girls, that is a compliment because they are recognizing your individuality out of the herd of 100, like out of the herd of half of the population.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Being unique
It's
apparently
like
is not a compliment nowadays. You cannot be unique. No. You have to be like Sally. You know what I mean?
I don't
Donna
want to
knows
be like fucking
shitloads about
Sally.
architecture, but Sally doesn't. So I'm saying, wow, you're not like Sally. You fucking piece of shit, male scum. I'm exactly the same as Sally. Sally is fucking awesome. Then you see Sally in the corner, fucking staring at walls. Why are you looking at walls? God damn it, Sally.
Sally's kind of special.
Fucking shit. Oh,
And you know, like, and this is one of her personal projections. Like, I want to be like other girls. Okay, well, you can want to be like other girls all you want, but I do not want to do my makeup every day like a quote unquote girl should. I
uh-huh.
do not like dressing up in all pink. I do not like wearing dresses. I do not like wearing skirts. I do not like wearing heels. I think they're fucking uncomfortable. I mean, like, these are all girly things.
Right.
These are all girly things. If she wants to be like the stereotypical girl, she's more than welcome to be. But again, I don't think it quote everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say stereotypical girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she wants to play with Barbies, cool. I'm gonna go play with My Little Ponies. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna play with My Little Ponies and I'm gonna go hang out with the bronies
Right.
because they fucking like cool shit like I do. Like, I don't think that this shouldn't be a thing. It's like I like being complimented on my individuality. I am an individual person. I am a person.
Right.
And if I'm not like other girls, cool. If they see me as somebody that's different, that's amazing.